Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How you guys all doing? Idiot Burns here. About to work on this Kawasaki JS800 AAF SXR 800cc 785cc 800 labeled cc jet pump. You can see not too bad on this edge, kind of far right here on the lead. The neutral, middle amount of wear there. Pretty massive amount of wear on this one. But what can you do? That's the situation we're in. This was taken all the way up about an hour and 5 minutes north to a guy who was willing to put this in a vise and torque it down to 92 foot-pounds with green or blue Loctite on it. I think he used green. God bless him. And it won't be coming off anytime soon. Now everything else can be well lubed. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this cone back, very first thing. And we're going to put that back with a ton of lube on it. Tons of lube. We got some Idiot Burns music going in the background. Portal people. We're done with the files, and sandpaper was used to kind of clean up the inside of this surface so it feels smooth again. It didn't take any kind of a large portion off. And then everything here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is going to have Loctite on it, blue. And then these 4 will be silicone. Silicone right here, a dab, put a washer, and then silicone where these 4 will go. So it's spread around in the area. And then this slides up and then presses into it, and you attach it. That's going to be later. Right now, we're just going to do the Loctite. Let's open this up. This is blue 242 thread locking by Loctite. They have green, which is a high temp, high strength. This is removable. Alcohol removes it, but things like that can remove it. What's up, guys? So yeah, he did put a little mark right here on this thing, which is a little disappointing, but the best part is I will be busting these files out to fix that up a little bit, just because I don't like that in particular. So I'm gonna just make it look clean again. I'm gonna bust out this file, tighten it in, and I'm just gonna go like this. Come across this right here. Bring some of that bump down. That's all it takes. This whole thing is I'm just going to fill it with grease so it squirts out everywhere. That much. Just fill it with grease. So put this away. Get a bunch of grease on this guy. You notice some of the tools are missing, and some of the tools there are more. Some other things we have more of than we had before. I'll keep out of the way. You may notice I have a milk this time. Hopefully I don't spill that. After we do that with these 4, be attached also with Loctite. Kids! Being crazy in the background. So this has to get spooned in. Actually, I'll just use this as the. Should I use this as the ladle? No, because it's got a hard edge to it. What should I use? Gotta have something I can use. I know I do. I'll find something. Well, I'll just use the back end of this. That hole. Should I use this? Don't want to. Use something else. My back. The right tool for that. You guys are like, what's the right tool? Well, the right tool is actually your hand. So, I'm gonna grab this. I can use my hand. That's how easy that is for me. Push this up, away, and it holds the glove on, and then use this. You can do this anytime you need to. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna pull them away. I'll be prepping them next. First, I'm gonna prep this. So I'm just gonna take like a big glob of this marine stuff. I'm gonna get it in there. I'm gonna get it to go down in there. See that? Oh yeah, just putting it in there. Just gonna get that all in there. It's like flarp. You're like playing with flarp. Okay? It's like flarp. Just trying to get all the air out. Just get it. That looks like it's packed, right? Oh, there's a little bit of air coming out still. That is that. Still some air coming out here and there. Get as much of it packed in there as you can. It's crazy glove, Chris. Oh yeah, it is. Crazy glove. Getting a bunch around on the O-ring. Right there. That's packed, okay? Right? That's packed. Can't ask for more. And then it's going, and this thing's gonna squeeze into it. Then, while that's waiting, I'll put this on the lid. I'm also gonna pack up this area. I think he was about to do that when I was there. He just didn't. I'm gonna get some grease on my finger, it looks like. But, so we got a paper towel for. You can hear like a thing behind me. It's just pretty much a drum beat. That's all it is. So we're ready to hit the next one on that track. Oops. Knocking things over. I can't think of a way to get even more in there without being crazy about this. So I want this just packed. I don't want the ability for water to shoot around from one side or the other. And if this is all sealed and packed, it's gonna be real hard for water to shoot around. If that makes sense to you guys, it's gonna be real hard for water to shoot around. As much of that as I can. Over there. I do have acetone and degreaser and stuff like that if I need it. I don't feel like it will. Okay, it's gonna be totally crazy when I put this on. It's gonna be nasty just again. So, did my hands get greasy? Not really. There's a little bit. It was probably after. Okay. Let's do this. Oop, let's see if I can get all the grease out of here. So I have a bunch of grease in there. Use this kind of tool. What are you doing, dude? I'm getting as much of the grease out of there as I can. That's not somewhere I wanted grease, and I should have done this part with just the screws in there for a second, but whatever. doesn't really matter because they're gonna fucking get coated in Loctite, and so is that inner region in there. Now, how do I get this Loctite open? Skizzer. Look at a skizzer. Got another bag here, which is going to be for the Loctite, okay? This other bag. I'm going to do that right now. Put some in it. Right there. I'm going to drip a little bit in these two holes, right? That's a lot of Loctite. Yeah, that's a lot of Loctite. Let's see why it's so awesome to do it this way. Later. Now, here we go. Got that. Next, I'm trying to get all that out of there. See if I can get this out of there. Use probably gonna be this tool that I use. That was the tool I use. A little twist of this cloth afterwards. Yep. Nice drippage. Has like a nice smell to it. Now over here. It's already caking out. There we go. That big globule's out of the way. Drop this guy down. Stuff out of the way here. There's going to be so much that squeezes out, so can't worry too much about it. And next thing, I'm just getting all this grease out of here that I can, because it's going to keep this thing from locking up tightly and correctly. All right, get as much Loctite on there as I can. I'm dripping it around from the top side of the part like this. Go down the whole part into that cavity so that it will like push out. There we go. I'm going to bring these down first in each spot. One turn each. There we go. Next one down in. There we go. So that's this is the squeeze out. Let's see if I can get as much light on there as possible. And this is the squeeze out action going on here. Making sure the seal's good, solid in there. And the squeeze out. Ooh, it's pushing, right? It's forcing. It's like, oh my god, that's more room than we have. See the blue and the green. What a beautiful spectacle. Let's get as much of that up, out of there as possible. part of it was just like sliced off. Other parts were just barely hanging on a little bit, but pretty much just sliced off by it being all the way tight. All the grease is off. Tweezer's all greasy, but clean all these things. Nothing else is getting grease like that. Nothing. I'll just put grease on the rest of the stuff. That was a thing that was getting filled with grease. Now, tighten her down a little bit better. We did. Like this. Yeah. That was in case I needed to dip anything or anything. If I needed to dip or get some after the fact. It's real greasy. So there we go, that's this part. Now, we match these two nozzles to be by each other. Got all four screws, These nozzles go by each other. And that's gonna Loctite them all. So, you're supposed to just apply it to your bolt. So that's what I'm gonna do. Added a little bit more to the puddle, just a couple drops. And I'll get this where you guys can see it a little bit better. Oops. Boom, that's plenty. Start a thread. Plenty. Start a thread. You're starting to thread by hand just to make sure that it's nice and perfectly threaded. As you can see, it was previously done. There you go. Plenty. Start a nice couple threads. You can see other spots that are marked blue. Those are previously Loctite. Last one. Is that enough? Yeah, that's plenty. But you can always do it like this. That nice painted look is good. Again, double check that you got it straight and correct with your hand. If my greasy fingers can do it, then it's definitely the right way. So those are contaminated items. Put this one here folded. Nicely get these in. I'm not setting these ink torque except for quarter past the hair, or whatever the fuck you call that. Yeah. Bust out the NES. And don't stress. Contra got 2 controllers. I got the gun control. Everybody playing Mario. Fuck the 64 and GoldenEye. It's for the big kids. We hang downstairs with this NES and it's archaic. Arcade is how we like to flow. Playing games in the down low. Playing games. Okay, now they're all tight. And torque tight, torque tight, torque tight, torque tight, and then quarter past the hair, just like this. Oh yeah, feel it, your nuts. Quarter past the hair. That one's almost already there. I would say that's 60 foot-pounds. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's probably more than it needs to be. I'm not going to shear these bolts, these stainless steel bolts with that though. Pretty sure. So there's that. Last thing to do is remove this silicone here. What's a good tool for that? This guy's probably pretty good. This corner of a rule. Let's get it right there and just cut it around the corner real tight to the edge, and it will make that whole center thing want to pull out. Just get a couple more. Spin it through the rest of the way. There you go, right there. Looks like we got it. Now what's left? Nothing really. Yep. Again, got enough of the rubber out for it to matter, at least. Just a corner of it, but whatever, not a big deal. It's just a little. Yeah. So, washers get kind of Loctited in this, or RTV'd in this area, and then you can do my cable right now, because this is not going back in until the cable's done. But that is everything you need to do a pump correctly. Here we go, guys. It's ready.